Hey, bitches. That's right, I came to serve and slay these motherfucking bitches. But I just gotta keep it real. I felt like I needed to make this video. Just basically in response to my previous video, the review that I made of Chasing Atlanta's reunion. Because I felt like after watching it, I felt like I came off a little negative. And trust me, I stand by everything I said in that motherfucker because I believe in that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not uploading anything unless I truly believe in it. And I do. But I do feel like I owe a clearer perspective on why I feel the way that I feel about the characters that I mentioned in the previous video. And I didn't even get a chance to touch on, their differences and the storylines and, them as people. So I feel like I owed it to at least that much to give another side of my perspective on the situations and the people involved in these situations. And for those of you again that don't know what I'm talking about, then click the fuck off because this is not meant for you. And again, if you are here to join me, then guess what, bitch? Then you'll probably fall in love with the show as well. Um, I do just want to say this really quickly because I've heard a couple of things, and I do want to make it clear that I'm not one of the people that do weekly reactions to reality shows. Um, I'm always under the assumption when I make a reunion special video, a review, that the people that are watching that particular video of me doing that my assumption is you have already been keeping up with the show. So there's no reason for me. There's too many YouTubers out here that are doing that, and good for them. Um, I just don't have time for all that. So again, God bless everybody, but for me, that's just not how I get down. But anyway, um, let me just get right into the nitty gritty of these bitches, honey. Okay, I just want to start off again with Jaylon Aaron White. I just want to keep it real. I have to be completely honest. Yes, girl, you need to get your life together. You have a lot of things that you need to really take into consideration. And looking back on it, I can say that I think a lot of that was a character you were playing just for the TV. I would really hope that someone in real life doesn't act the way that you do. Um, but I'm gonna give you some great things about you that I do see. I give anybody props who can step out here in this world and be comfortable enough in their own skin to live the life that they feel is best for them, regardless of what these social stigmas and these raggedy ass bitches out here in the world have to think about it. Walking in your truth is basically in turn living your best life. And I definitely commend you for that. And I definitely love the message that you're sending out there that, you know what, you can come out here, you can be comfortable in your own skin. And yes, you're going to be called names. Yes, you're going to face trials and tribulations. Just walking in that truth, knowing what the societal standards are that we're currently living in. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely give anybody props who's able to step forward and just become the thing that makes them happy at the end of the day. So I do give you props for that. But you need to channel that same energy into positivity and surrounding yourself with things that are in truth. And I'm just keeping it real. Like at the end of the day, I understand what it is to have to do certain stuff to make it in the world. But you have to realize, honey, when a bitch throws receipts at you, and this is true and factual. This isn't alleged. This is I guess from my end it's alleged because I didn't really see the receipts, in my hand. But a bitch ain't finna go on situations like that and damage their own credibility trying to pull up fake receipts. And your reaction to the receipts was in poor taste, and obviously it makes people believe what Gardini brought to the table. At the end of the day, I do believe in ownership. I do believe in if you fuck up and if you're lying and if you're doing this, at the end of the day, people will respect your honesty. They're not going to forget the lie you told or the lie that you lived. They're not going to forget that, but they will respect you. Again, you don't have to be liked in order to be respected. You know what I'm saying? I would respect you more. The public would respect you more if you just said, you know what? All of that is probably true. I'm getting my life together, yada, 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 yada. Yeah, I'm putting on for the cameras. I would respect, you know what? Yeah. Because who doesn't? Everybody does to a certain degree. Nobody on TV or any other media situation is going to project who they really are. So I would just rather you just keep it real and say, you know what, yeah, you caught me, bitch, whatever. On to the next one. Because we know how this fast-paced world gets. Eventually, some a story that was hot, some tea that was boiling over honey, eventually goes away because some other new boiling teas came in. So I would just rather a person be transparent, be more upfront, and if they don't know about it, then you don't got to respond to it. But if they claim to know about it and they have receipts, just say, you know what, girl, yeah, you right. I fucked up. I tried to put on for the gram, honey, real quick, and I just, I had to find myself. Not saying that gives you a pass, but I'm just saying though, you really have to go more in depth with yourself. But other than that, I really see, probably some great things happening for you. But you really need to learn to stop having a snobby attitude, especially when you haven't really deserved to have that kind of mentality yet. You're talking about you retired at this age and this age. Girl, you're not retired. You're still going to be working just like the rest of us. So it just is what it is. And if the allegations against you are true, and then, honey, your ass is going to be going to jail. So I hope not. I hope not. But again, this is about positivity, and I try to want to keep it that way. But and everything I'm saying is based off of what I'm seeing on the show. I don't know none of these people personally, and they probably are in really good people. But everything that I'm saying and everything that everybody else is saying is based off of what you are giving us. So moving on, Devon, honey, let me tell you, Devon from season one has always been one of my favorite characters. I know my previous video I called you a lot of drunk bitches, and that is exactly what you are, a drunk ass bitch. But you know what though? You're young, you're living your best life, you're trying to figure it out, and watching some other interviews that you were in recently really opened. I'm just gonna shout out Ty and Mike, I think it is, and I just joined y'all's channel, and I loved it. And hearing someone's story, seeing them open up on a level that no one does these days, let alone doing it on a social media platform, to be able to open up the way that you and your boyfriend did, I cried. I'm not even gonna lie about it. Like, I'm not a drama queen by any fucking thing, despite what people say, honey. Yes, God. But I love it when you can get to the nitty gritty of a person's true self, and they're at their most vulnerable, because that is showing who you really are, and that is what brings likability for a bitch like me, at least. You know what I'm saying? But I already knew that about you. You know how I know that? Because drunk bitches and motherfuckers who do drugs and motherfuckers who do, I'm not saying you do drugs, but I'm just saying the motherfuckers who turn to those um, outlets, 9 times out of 10 are suffering on the inside from some pain. And 9 times out of 10 in our life, it's because of the not being accepted by our family or our close friends or whoever doesn't like us for our lifestyle choices. You know what I'm saying? So they need to get a life, and I'm glad that I was able to see that side of you. And I hope everybody else tunes into that interview, because if you had a forethought already about Devon or his boyfriend, that interview will totally, clear it up. I'll try to put a link to actually all of the interviews in the description. So when you get done with my video, honey, you can go right over there and catch all the tea. Really good. I liked, out of everyone y'all interviewed, I liked that one the best. That one really took me to a place where I definitely can relate to. You know what I'm saying? And as a viewer and as someone who enjoys getting to know someone's backstory, because I do think that's important. I loved every minute of it. So, Devon, thank you, and thank your boyfriend, Dewan, I think his name is, for opening up and letting us into your life, and on that personal level. But, girl, put the drink down, and, and have more open, positive communications with people who are really here for you. I honestly don't think you need to come back to the show. Your catering business, from the things that I've heard about your food, is wonderful things. So let me keep it real with you. You don't need the show, and if it's going to cause you to drink and take you to places you can't recover from, and it's going to fuck up your credibility and your freedom out here in these streets, girl, leave it alone. And that's for anybody. That goes for every other platform, Bravo, all these hoes out here. If you're doing something that you feel like is taking you back to a place that reminds you of when you were that bitch, then life is about moving forward, honey, not standing still and not pussy popping backwards, okay? So end it. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it. So I just want to move on. But yes, girl, do y'all. Let me move on real quick to Cameron. Cameron, you're so sweet, but you're a messy ass bitch at the end of the day, and I can tell. Again, I stand by what I said. You're just like Cynthia. You're trying to find your voice in this world. But let me tell it this way, you're the strongest bitch on the entire cast. I had to really think about it. For you to go through what you're going through with your health issues and you are standing tall, honey, and you are serving the girls florals and shit, yes. um it's amazing to know that that kind of strength is in the LGBT community. That is someone that I think that whole cast needs to look at and say, you know what, our petty arguments and disagreements are nothing compared to the struggle this child is going through. And for him to still stand tall and know to lotion those ankles with those high waters, honey. Thank you God for lotioning those ankles because a lot of people forget. Yes. Um for you to stand there like that and do this and still try to live your dream in the fashion world, honey, I commend you for that. I really do. It's amazing. So kudos to you, girl, and stand strong. Continue to keep the faith, and God's gonna work it all out. I guarantee it. Moving on, Montel, girl, I thought you were gonna bust out of the seams, honey, and I think you were busting out of the seams, and you were just sitting really uncomfortable. But let me tell you something. Your what I don't like is y'all are supposed fashion people, okay? At the end of the day, your confessional looks in the season with that cute ass, that bomb ass jacket and them glasses, honey. Yes, girl, you got your glasses game on point. Look better than that outfit. And I know what y'all was trying to do, spice it up, make it, that boy femme cross between, which is all the rave nowadays, and I'm living for it too. But there's a right way and there's a wrong way, and hopefully next time you get it. But everybody has their days. Even the greatest in fashion have their days. Coco Chanel wasn't noticed for years, honey. Um, if you know her story. Hello. Anyway, Montel, though I do love you. You came in there with no bullshit. You were letting the girls have it, but you were letting them have it too much. Again, I still stand by what I said in my previous video. You do not have to check everyone. Not everybody is deserving, or even that kind of airtime is not needed for every little read, because we'll be sitting there all day trying to decipher, girl, okay, what's the tea? We don't have time for that. But I do believe in a bitch standing up for what they believe in, and you definitely do. Again, one of the things I love about Devon, sometimes in life, bitches cross that path, and you have no choice but to whoop their ass. Hello, amen. Send it to the gospel, girl. Hello. Um, also, who else? Hakeem, girl, let me tell you something. I know you was that old, girl. You don't need to be on that show. You need to get your life together. You need to start shit. In 15 years, you're going to be ready for retirement. I'm just saying, though, I'm not trying to read and roast. I'm just keeping it real. And it's all said in the hairline and everywhere else that's the hair is falling apart from. But stop trying to stick with the young girls, and you need to go do it. And that's what I hated growing up. When I see old punks, and I hate to sound like this, old punks, this is where I talk where I'm from, old punks hanging out with young new punks. Girl, there is nothing you can teach them, okay? Everybody, there's a time and a place for everything, girl. The 80s is over, the 90s is over, early 2000s over. These young kids are doing their own thing. Let them be, honey. We don't have gay mothers no more now. I'm sorry, it just doesn't exist anymore. Our time is past, child. You know what I'm saying? I'm 30, but you 39. We're still in the same, generation, so to speak. You know what I mean? So it doesn't exist anymore, so we just have to learn to let it go, and we have to figure out what works for us. Who else? Q, girl, they tried to give it to you, but I don't know. I really don't have much to say about you, but I do like you, but I feel like you're not for the show. Maybe it's not you could tell it's not your thing. Who else? Lyric girl, may God continue to bless you, honey. There's nothing to talk about because you were only featured like twice on this bitch, and there's no real storylines. The one thing I will say ending this is I would love to see more storyline action, and I would love to see people explain more in depth about where they're coming from and where they're trying to go. So like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you like this video. Um, hey, it is what it is. At the end of the day, you put yourself out there, I will read.